Welcome back to the 3D Botmaker Diecast Racing League Monster Truck Madness Series.
The home of the Monster Air.
So then we are going with Monster Air.
Of course, what else would we call it?
Well, I suggested that last
3D.
week.
3D. It's not about you, okay?
I'm not trying to make it about me, I'm just saying.
It's about the fans. Let's put our ego aside.
Whatever. Here's a bracket going into round 2. On the left, we have Unimog versus 2 School. And on the right, we're going to have Demo Ace versus Big Beetle.
Let's get to the action.
Unimog versus 2 School.
All right, up first, it's the Rusty Reaper driving in Unimog, taking on Seymour Skinner driving in 2 School.
Let the Monster Madness begin.
They are off for the first race. Best 2 out of 3 takes it.
Whoa, Seymour Skinner took a nosedive.
And the Rusty Reaper goes full speed into the wall to win race 1.
Come on, Seymour, you're going to have to do better than that.
Seymour Skinner upside down in that school bus. Let's see the replay right here. A nice jump there by the Rusty Reaper, but look at Seymour Skinner. Leans too far forward, and that flipped him right over into the dirt. Rusty Reaper now 1 win away from moving on to the final round.
Let's see if the Rusty Reaper claims another victim here. I've got the elimination button ready to go.
Here we go, they switch lanes. They're off for race 2. Seymour flips again!
Down goes Seymour.
And that is it, the second win for Rusty Reaper. That means he'll be moving on to the final round.
And old Seymour Skinner is gonna be
eliminated.
Seymour Skinner really fell apart there on these 2 races. Flips over coming down off the jump both times. Now look at the angle of the Unimog versus the angle of 2 School. Rusty Reaper keeping that truck nice and controlled over the jump, rolls over the cars all the way to the wall. And now he's 1 round away from being our first ever Monster Truck Madness champion.
AKA the King of the Monsters.
That's actually a pretty good name.
Of course it is, I came up with it.
There you have it, Rusty Reaper in the Unimog moving on. Let's find out who he's going to be facing.
Demo Ace versus Big Beetle.
All right, we got Dustin Debris driving in Demo Ace taking on Lester Green in Big Beetle.
They should have called that truck Beetlejuice.
Well, it's a Volkswagen Beetle and it's big, so...
You came up with that name, didn't you?
Maybe. Lester Green rolls it off the jump.
Hey.
He's still going. And Lester Green somehow is going to win the first race after completely rolling his truck over.
Beetlejuice, 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 baby. That's how you do it.
Okay, you're not supposed to say that 3 times.
Don't be so superstitious. Look at that roll, 3D. He rolls the truck and keeps going full speed ahead, just like one of those Beetles that roll. You know, it's like one of those things.
A very impressive win for Lester Green. I think the roundness of the top of that truck probably gives it an advantage when it comes to rolling.
Let's go race 2.
All right, they switch lanes. Can Dustin Debris tie the score? Lester Green with the lead going over the jump. Nice landing.
Hold on
Bouncing
to it.
around, and Lester Green will take his 2nd win in a row to move on to the finals.
That means we're going to be saying bye-bye
Eliminated.
to Dustin Debris.
Dustin Debris got completely blown away on that race by Lester Green.
Lester Green just left Dustin in his debris.
A great landing this time by Lester. Goes off the side of the ramp, starts to bounce towards the wall, but he holds on to it, corrects it, and drives straight to the wall to take the win.
We should put a big ramp here where the wall is.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
Of course it does. It came from me.
Okay, the final showdown is set. Rusty Reaper in Unimog versus Lester Green in the Big Beetle. It's going down right here after the break. Welcome back to Monster Truck Madness here on the 3D Botmaker Diecast Racing League channel. This has been a very exciting series so far, but now it's time to crown the King of the Monsters here in the final round.
Let's go.
Unimog versus Big Beetle.
This is it, Rusty Reaper in Unimog versus Lester Green in the Big Beetle. This final round will be best of 5, so the first truck to win 3 races will be the champion.
Here we go, people.
Unimog out in the lead. Both land the jump. Unimog flying up over the cars. And Unimog will beat Lester Green to the wall to win race 1.
That is one of the closest races we've seen in this tournament.
These 2 are the best of the bunch, so we expect some good competition here. Both of them handle that jump very well, but look at Lester Green. That is a perfect landing.
We call that a 4-tire touchdown.
I thought right here Rusty might flip it, but he recovers and beats Lester Green to the wall. What a race to start this final round off with.
Let's see if Lester Green can make a comeback here in race 2.
The trucks have switched lanes. Let's see what happens right here. They are off for race 2. Rusty Reaper out in front, rolls it!
Oh, he's spinning out!
Lester Green rolling over the cars, and race 2 will go to Lester Green. after a wild tumble by Rusty Reaper in Unimog.
He did that in the first round. We got to count these flips.
That's right, he is the current record holder with 4 flips.
Here we go. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. He didn't get the 5.
So close to beating his own record. And look at that Unimog smashing up the cars.
You know, you got to have some car smashing in Monster Truck Madness.
Absolutely. Here we go. They are both tied with 1 win each. They're both 2 wins away from becoming champion. Here we go. They're off for race 3. A close race over the jump. Both trucks landed. Rusty Reaper swerves, giving the race to Lester Green, who is now 1 win away from becoming the Monster Truck champion.
King of the Monsters.
That's right, the king of the monsters. Another close race here. Let's see what happened to Rusty Reaper. Touchdown on his front 2 tires. He's looking good right here. Oh, and I think he may have bounced off that car that was on its side.
Rusty Reaper, the victim of his own car smashing.
He was the one who flipped it on the previous race. He was sort of heading towards the side wall, so I'm not sure how big of a difference that made. Okay, here we go with race 4. Lester Green 1 win away from becoming king of the monsters.
Let's go, Beetlejuice. You got this.
A close race so far. Unimog flips!
He's trying to break that record.
And Lester Green wins his 3rd race, making him our first ever King of the Monsters.
King of the Monsters.
Oh, I didn't know we had an audio queued up for that.
Yeah, you should have waited for the button.
Rusty Reaper in Unimog with another wild series of flips coming down off of the jump. Let's see the replay of what happened there.
Let's see if he broke the record. Here we go. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 is going to still be the record.
And Rusty Reaper did that 3 times in this tournament.
Okay, this right here is 3. That is 4. Yeah, only 4.
Well, congrats to Rusty Reaper for being the flip over record holder. But here's our champion, the king of the monsters, Lester Green in the Big Beetle.
Way to go, Lester Green.
We hope you've enjoyed this series. We've got more Monster Truck action coming up in the future. But up next, it is time for some Super Stadium racing.
Oh yeah, now that also has some big air.
There's lots of great racing action coming up on the channel, so make sure you're subscribed. Until next time, I'm 3D Botmaker.
And I'm 2D.
And you've been watching
Monster Truck Madness.